From 1955 to 1967, U.S. Army intelligence at Edgewood Arsenal was secretly testing the use of LSD and its effect as an aid in interrogation. The Army discovered that the combination of LSD and emotional stress was psychologically destructive. With enough stress, some victims would even beg to be killed. In one experiment, this actually happened with 3 out of 8 subjects. LSD was administered by the Army to more than 600 Americans. All had volunteered to participate in a drug testing program, and all had signed a form of consent. All, that is, but one.
I grew up in a small rural community, mostly a Mennonite community. I used to call them Amish Light. I was only a black kid from kindergarten through high school. We had chickens and pigs and cows and horses. We were deer, rabbits running around. It was a very idyllic community, place to grow up. The area behind my house now, where I grew up, is now a 3,000-acre state park. I worked for AT&T Bell Laboratories after getting my master's from Princeton, and a strange thing happened. My department had told me that just because my supervisor was fat and from the South, don't assume he's a redneck. Around that time, they sent me to a seminar designed to sensitize white managers to black employees. At this seminar, the person running the seminar said there was a conspiracy against blacks at AT&T Bell Labs. I went back to work and told my boss, his boss, and their boss, and they told me it wasn't a conspiracy, it was a plot. Well, my mother passed away and gave me 5 acres in my hometown in '84. And I transferred to a microelectronics plant of AT&T Bell Labs in Reading, Pennsylvania. I wrote software to test integrated circuits, and my old Cub Scout leader was building a new house for me on the 5 acres I grew up on. Wasn't long before an Italian supervisor getting promoted out told me a black person was forced on mental disability just before I got there. And I was actually kicked by the person to empty the garbage in our offices and shouldered in the stomach as I went down the stairwell. Pretty good. The person told my supervisor they got me good too. My management refused to do anything about the assaults. They refused to even talk about them. So I went to the police. The police told me that the assaults were my fault, which they weren't. And when I continued to complain, LSD was placed in my food at work. I was forced on disability, mental disability. I attended officer candidate school for the Air Force National Guard while on forced mental disability because I had prearranged to do that to give back to my community in my hometown. And while on officer candidate school training, AT&T told me to come back or they were going to fire me. Well, I eventually came back from officer candidate school. I graduated as a second lieutenant in the Air Force National Guard, and I was fired.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.